What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and we're back for another episode of the third-person action RPG tutorial series. In today's episode, we are going to be going over adding music to our game. Right now, we don't have any music on our menus or in our game, but of course we would like some. This music can be added dynamically, so maybe we spawn a random song to play every time we start up our game or when we load into a map, or statically, meaning that we just have an associated song with each level or each area that we're in our game. We're going to create a basic music system that uses the different music or the different songs that we have, and we'll associate them with IDs. Then we can choose to play those IDs whenever we want. That means we can play our sound whenever we want as well. And specifically in today's episode, we will go over adding music to our main menu, stopping that music when we load into our game, then loading the music for the level that we loaded into, which is this one that I'm playing in right now. Before we hop into this episode, if you want to get caught up in the entire third-person action RPG, I recommend that you check out this playlist right here in the top right corner so that you can see everything that we've done in the series. This includes many things like our weapons, our inventory, our pickups, our NPCs, and a whole lot more. Alternatively, if you only care about music, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to follow along with the whole series to follow along with this episode. I recommend you check out the episode where we created the main menu, as the main menu is what we're going to be using today to spawn our music and then stop that music when we transfer to a new level. I'll link that episode right here in the top right corner, because if you followed that episode, you'll be able to follow along with this episode very easily. But with that said, we're ready to get started. So this is a code and blueprint tutorial series. We're going to be working in both the code and the blueprints today, as we are going to be creating the basic music system in C++. We're going to be assigning our IDs or our enums to each type of music, and we'll be triggering that music from the level blueprints or the widgets today, depending on what you actually want to do with it, because of course it is your game and it's customizable. Getting started, let's go to our code. In our code, we have a class called third-person tutorial game mode.cpp and third-person tutorial game mode.h. These files would be useful for playing our music with the current setup. However, I like to put my music typically in the game instance, because the game instance is persistent between levels, and something we will get into in the series is level streaming or world partitioning. Basically the concept of unloading things that we're finished with and loading things that we need. When we do this, our game won't just be swapping a level, and that means that we need our music to keep playing during the loading screen, or we need to specifically ask the music to stop playing and begin playing again when we've finished loading. There are a lot of other reasons we will want to have a game instance in here as well. We just haven't needed it so far, but I think this is a great example of the benefits of a game instance, so I want to add this game instance class. And to do that, I can go back to Unreal. I can go in the content browser here down to the C++ classes, click on it, go into our base folder here, which is third person tutorial. Here are all my classes. I can right click, make a new C++ class. Here I can find game instance. If I go to all classes and just type game instance, we want this top one here. Click on this, go to next. We'll call it base game instance. And this path that we have add is perfectly fine. This is the path that all of our other files reside in. And you can make it public and private if you want. Typically, I just leave that alone and put the files next to each other like we have here. So I'm going to create this class. You can see it did it just about instantly. Then it live coded and automatically added the base game instance class here. If we go back to the code, we can press reload all in this dialog. This is just going to make sure everything that was added from the external changes will work properly, because we're reloading everything. It's okay, that's going to stop our session. We can say yes, and I will save here. We have our base game instance.cpp and our base game instance.h. And at this point, we can go ahead and create what it is that we want to create. The whole reason that we made this base game instance, and that is our music system. So I'm going to go up above my U class here and make a U enum. We can make this U enum blueprint type. That just means that we will be able to access it in the blueprint, which we are going to want to do. We very well may play our music from our blueprint, and we need to know which enum values are associated with those IDs or with those integers. Then under here, we will type enum class, and we call it whatever we want to call it. I like to call it eMusic type. For enum music type, colon, u int 8, which stands for unsigned integer 8-bit, and that's the data type for our enum values here. Then in this enum class, we can assign our enum values. So for example, e_none can be our first one. We can add a tab here, type umeta display name equals none. This display name is how these values will show up in the blueprints. Comma at the end of this, main menu. This is our main menu music. And we can go umeta display name equals main menu. E_level 1 umeta display name equals level 1. And that will be good enough for today's episode. Actually, let me change this enone to regular casing there, just to be consistent. Perfect. So now we have an enum that represents our different types of music that we can have in our game. Of course, we can add to this later as we get more, or change or remove these as we don't need them. Perfect. So the next thing that we need is an actual variable in our base game instance class that represents the music type that we're assigning. This is particularly useful because if we need to know what music is playing to display to the user, to know which type of music to stop, or if we want to know what type of music is queued up to play next, tracking this will be incredibly important. I'm going to go below generated body, and we'll make this in the public section for now. This will allow us to access these variables in other classes. So if we make this public and then type uProperty edit anywhere blueprint read write category equal to music. eMusic type, we'll call it music type. The type of music that is playing or queued to play. This uProperty just means that we will be able to get this variable in blueprint graphs and edit this value in the blueprints. If you're doing all this in C++, you won't need to do this. But again, I'm going to do this based on some of our widgets or some of our level blueprints, and I want the blueprints to be able to directly modify this. So perfect, that's our music type. And above this, I want to make a constructor. We've gone over constructors in this series, but this is basically a function that gets called when the object is created, which is our base game instance. So when our base game instance is created, we'll call this, and it will be used to set default values and fill out basic behavior that we're always going to want to occur when this object is created. So uBaseGameInstance. Then in baseGameInstance.cpp, we can go down here, type uBaseGameInstance, uBaseGameInstance. And this is our constructor body. What we can do is set our default value in here for all of our variables. Right now we only have music type. That means we can say music type equals eMusic type, _none. So by default, don't play any music. And I like to say set the default values for variables. And now we have exactly what we need to start mapping our music types to our actual music files. I'm going to save all this, and I'm going to launch the editor again. The editor is back open, and the next thing that we need to do is tell our project to use our new game instance. If we go to Edit, Project Settings, this will work in UE4 and UE5. You can go to Maps and Modes. You'll see the game instance class that we're going to use. You can also just search for game instance when you're in all settings, and you'll see it here as well. This now needs to be our base game instance that we created earlier in this episode. That way we can access the data from there and the appropriate game instance is loaded. I like to do a file save all after this just to make sure that everything is good with the project. At this point though, we can start using that base game instance and grab that music type variable. For this particular episode, I just want to do a very basic example. I want to go to my main menu and go to my level blueprint. If you're in Unreal Engine 4, there will be an option in the editor that says blueprints. You go over there, select it, and go to open level blueprint. In UE5, you select the little graph here and go to open level blueprint. This is the logic that occurs on the main menu screen. And what we're doing right now is just creating the press any key menu widget and adding it to the viewport. So after you press any key menu widget and adding it to the viewport, what we can do is get our game instance. Get game instance. Then we can cast this object to our game instance type. Cast to base game instance. This cast should succeed because we've set our project to use this game instance. And if it does, we will be able to access the fields on it. So get music type. If this cast succeeds, then we don't need to actually do anything with this music type other than set it, assuming that we always want to play the main menu music when we get here. So actually, let's drag off of as base game instance, type set music type. Plug this in. The music type is going to be set to main menu, and we're good to go here. Then we really just want to do the same thing that we did here on our level 1 level blueprint. Again, assuming that we want to always play that music for that level when we enter that level. Let's choose that method for now, as it's really simple to make sure that our system is working and we can always upgrade it later. It's literally just 3 nodes. We can change it out for a more advanced music system as we go on. If we go to third person CPP, maps, third person example map, then go to the level blueprint again. We have some behavior in here for cutscene logic that I set up for our cutscene mini-series. We can keep all this, but I want to actually do this after our music since it's not related to the RPG directly, and I was just working in that project as it made sense to do so. And in here we will get game instance. We will cast it to base game instance. And we will set music type. And let's move this over a little bit more. And the music type here will be level 1. Compile and save. Let's go back to our main menu now. I have this folder called IDA Music Pack. And this is a music pack from the Epic Games Marketplace, or FAB. Since I own it, I can put it in these projects. And so this is what I'm going to be using for these episodes. In the cues folder here, we can go to any of these sound cues and we can just play one, figure out which one that we want to play for our menu and which one we want to play in our stage. Of course, you can also import your own music. If you don't have anything from the marketplace, just add it to the folder that you want to keep it in your content browser. Afterward, we'll go back into our level blueprint. So open that back up and just type play sound 2D. This will play a sound without a location and attenuation. The player will just be able to hear it regardless of where they're at. That's what we want for our music. And we'll pick the sound effect or our song that we want to play on the main menu. Then we go to our other maps, like our third person example map. Go back to the level blueprint, move over our cutscene logic. Call play sound 2D in here, picking the song that we want for our stage. Then we test it out and listen to our music. There's more to do with this music system, and we'll be making it more advanced. But for now, if we can play 2 different songs for both the music on our menu and our stages, we're good enough for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on setting up music in your third-person action RPG. If you did, please subscribe and consider checking out the YouTube membership, Patreon, and Discord subscriptions to support the channel and get some benefits along the way. I really thank everyone who has. You're all fantastic, and I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much. If you ran into any problems following this tutorial or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord community. There is a link in the description. I would be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.